Alright guys, I'm going to do a little review here. I'm kicking back to old school. I think, up here in Alaska especially, that alcohol, fuel, needs to be brought back. Because it's too cold to use propane a lot of time of the year. And alcohol is awesome. It's cheaper. Can't really say it's cheaper than propane, but it's cheaper than fuel alternatives. But it's clean. It does not put out a water molecule. So if you burn alcohol inside your tent or inside your boats, it doesn't put water into the air. It actually dries it out. So here's what I got. I got a 6x12 little camper that I'm turning into a little RV. It's a 6x12 cargo trailer with a V-nose that I'm turning into an RV that'll also carry my snow machine and my four-wheeler and my kayaks, depending on what we want to do whenever we go camping. So it's got a cabinet in there, it's got countertops, all that. And I got this guy. It's a Gloy's Heat Pal. It's from the 60s. Bring it in for you. It's a Heat Pal. Like I said, from the 60s. It's Origo, which basically, as far as I can tell, that means it burns alcohol. This is actually designed to be a heater, but it'll also work as a cooker. You get this little guy right here. If you put it this way, the heat disperses out. If you put it this way, you can put a pot in there and use it to cook on. Pretty awesome. Take it apart and show you exactly how to use it, what it is. You got parts here that you take out. It's not a big deal. And this is going to be a fast run through. So this is your canister. That's your wick. All it does is go up and down for the size of your flame, right? I've taken my alcohol that is denatured alcohol from Lowe's. I can get a gallon of it for $15.15, something like that, $15.30. So a gallon of that is actually just as cheap as a gallon of anything else, except propane. Propane is cheaper, but propane's not better. I got a couple of these little bottles right here that some artificial sweetener came in. Pretty easy. This container's got a little fiberglass mesh in it. It's really easy to work with. I'm not going to fill it up all the way because, unfortunately, these older styles don't have any way of keeping the alcohol in them. So, if you're not using it, it'll evaporate out and you're wasting fuel. So, put it in there. There's the inside. Set this back in there. Make sure your dial's in the right spot, right? Pretty simple. Put this in there. That just sits there. Now here's the hard part whenever it comes to alcohol. If it's cold, it needs to warm up. That's open all the way. That's your flame right there. That's on low. Now if you're using this for a heater, it puts out a lot of heat. Now I mean you can cook on it, so it puts out heat. If you want to cook on it, use it that way. And you can use it for flame, heat, whatever. It's hot. Comes with these little pieces in here so that you can run them across the top and set stuff on. Or if you want to use it for a heater, you set that on it. And it does. It puts out a lot of heat. It's pretty awesome. Okay? I mean, my hand is warm right now. It's putting out heat. It's putting out a good bit of heat. And you can see the flame in there. So, yeah. That's the Gloy's Heat Pal. Whenever you want to turn it off, you just turn it all the way. Set it to the side and the flame will go out. Here's the other Gloy's item that I just got off eBay. I'm excited about this guy. Camp stove. I really like this. The Gloy's Origo Cook Pow Camp Stove. 2 units. Got a grill for actually, putting your pans and whatnot on. Whenever you stow it, go ahead and break it down. It fits inside. Button, bam, just like that. You're stowed. Okay, looks just like a regular camp stove. And open it up. Bam. Take this out if you want to put fuel in. I already put a little bit of fuel in, so shouldn't be much. That's the lid to actually put on top of your thing to put the flame out. That's all it does. Here's the bad thing I don't like. The bottom and the top are both open, so I need to find some rubber caps that whenever I'm not using it, I can put in there and the alcohol won't evaporate out. Originally in '64, these things came with a little funnel, but this one did not. I'm sure it's lost, but it's got a little piece in there that I do have another funnel that I use if I'm not using this bottle. So you just reach in there, put your alcohol in it. Same fiberglass mesh as the other, as the Heat Pal. Same fiberglass mesh, no big deal. The alcohol soaks up. And then, I don't have enough table space here. You got your dial right there. Right there. 1, 2, 3 for your levels. But see on the inside, it just moves a little piece underneath that hole to allow for oxygen. That's all it does. So you move it over to that. You put your burner in there. No biggie. It sits in there where it should. Set this on a little foot stand. Set that there. And I got something that I'm working with here. Before I light anything, I want to show you this. I'm going to time it. This is 2 cups of water. Okay, 2 cups. And I kind of did it, it's not room temperature. It's not room temperature, it's actually cold. I wanted it cold so it would simulate a little bit. Summer in Alaska, even though it's warm, it's still, everything around you is cold. The water's cold, ground's cold, earth is cold, everything's cold. So I ran cold water. Got it in my pot. I'm going to simulate camping. It's water. There's my pot. And it's a heavy pot. It's not a thin pot. It's going to take a little bit to transfer. So, with these, it's actually easier if you take a tad bit of alcohol, squirt it across the top, and then light it. And let it go to town. Let it burn off. And then that'll go down to your, I got it on number 2 flame. That's number 3 setting. Pretty good. That's all the way down. I want it on number 3. Alright. So, I don't have another way of telling time. So I'm going to pause it right now, get the time. As you can see, it's burning under there. Pretty good flame. And I'm going to come back to you when it's actually boiling. I wonder, yeah, I'm going to have to pause it. I'll be back. Alright, so I want to show you, I'm a little bit, about 2.5 minutes into boiling. Maybe 3 minutes because it took me a little while to get off after it started. So, Got some bubbles down there on the bottom. Things are moving. Steam's coming up. Flames are going. So I'll be back. Alright, we are right at 5 minutes. I had to switch over from my stopwatch to the video. I did that at 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So probably right over 5 minutes, and that sucker was boiling. So that's alcohol. That's 2 cups of cold water boiling in less than 6 minutes from alcohol. 1964 technology, safer than propane, works in colder temperatures than propane, easier to get than propane. You don't have all those little cylinders to deal with whenever you run out of them. And I like it a lot more than propane. But yeah, that's your flame. That's what I'm dealing with. I did not put that much in it. And I can turn it down, simmer it, bring it right back up to boiling. No big deal. Works well for a camper. Works well for works well for just about anything that you want to do. I like it. I suggest it. These are Gloy's, Origio, Cook Pal, and Heat Pal. You can only get it used. You can't get it new. The company doesn't exist. It's out of, I want to say out of Sweden or Switzerland. Made in Sweden. That's what it says down there on the bottom. Made in Sweden. So, they're pretty awesome. I like them. They don't take up much space. They do a great job. So, just thought I'd do a review. Check it out. They're great. Peace.